SEGAbits and Sonic Retro present Boom Talkalaka, a podcast with two guys in their late 20s talking about Sonic Boom. Now here they are, Barry and David.
Tails? What's going on?
Hello, and welcome to Boom Talkalaka, Episode 4. I'm Barry from SEGAbits. With me is David from Sonic Retro. This is a Boom-mergency podcast.
Yes, it is, Barry.
And why is it, David? Why are we doing this just off the cuff, kind of last minute, date after this news drops? So that emergency. We are a day late, but what is it?
Well, you see, Barry, we received an announcement from SEGA headquarters, which nobody was expecting. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody.
Yes.
Yes, because after the spectacular sale failure of Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric and the still disappointing Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal for the 3DS, SEGA said, hey, we're going to keep on making these games. And they've announced the second of the second 3DS title, Sonic Boom: Fire and Ice.
So it's not Ice and Fire, Steak and Cow, Autumn this year and last year.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It starts with fire because there's the burning passion, and then ice because you're going to feel cool once you start playing it.
So,
right.
And the last time we spoke, which was episode 3, where we had assumed the games were over, that the TV and comics were the future.
Mm-hmm.
However, that seems not to be the case. In fact, a week or two before this game news dropped, it was announced that the comics are canceling after issue 11, which we will talk about later in this Boom-mergency broadcast. You will see the red ticker on the YouTube video. No, I'm not actually adding that. I can't be bothered. But let's say I did. We lose the comics in maybe 3 or 4 months, and then we gain a game.
Right. It's like you're not losing a daughter, you're gaining a son.
Exactly.
And
well,
that
I don't know.
Son's name is D-F.
Defect.
Defect. Yeah, I'm a little afraid to pronounce it, but
right.
Now, I should probably mention that I haven't actually watched the trailer yet. I've been waiting. I've been waiting to share it with the 3 people who listen to this.
So,
off the cuff reaction.
Myself, you, and your girlfriend.
Right. No, it's the cat. It's the cat that listens.
The cat.
Not. No.
Yeah.
She wouldn't.
So why don't you hit play? This is David seeing the trailer for the first time. Right. And as the YouTube kids do, give us your reaction.
All right. That's what all the cool kids do. Okay. Now, are you watching along, or is it just me?
It's just you. I've seen the trailer enough. Enough to know what you will be seeing.
Okay, here we go. 3DS, Boom, Fire, Ice. Yeah, I'm hitting play. There's the ESRB rating information box. Oh, there's the SEGA logo. This is exciting. What do you get when you mix fire? Oh, I hear some fire with ice. I don't hear an ice sound effect. But I see ice covered in fire. Oh, there was a ring.
Tails?
Oh.
What's going on?
It's the show. Oh, there we go. Alright, I see there's 3DS. There's Sonic, he's running through a loop. This is Play with Fire. Sonic is on fire, standing stationary. Now he's moving. Okay, so he's bounced. Oh, there's some layers. He can make water freeze. You can unleash 5 characters. I wonder who they are. I've never heard of Knuckles. Sticks? What?
The hammer's coming down!
Oh, with a new playable character, Amy. Even though she was in the Wii U game, but that doesn't matter. I want to explore a strange new world. There's a loop, there was sort of a curl.
I got one more trick up my sleeve.
And there's Eggman. He said a line. I'm going to battle huge bosses. So does that mean there's actually going to be bosses in this game?
There will be, yeah.
Or they just showed 2. So there's going to be at least more than one. So do you switch between them all at once? Is that what the thing is?
The characters?
Yeah.
You should be able to, during the stage.
It's coming soon.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then there's like, oh, here's the clip from the show. You like the show, right? Yes. Okay, it's done.
All right.
That's great. Right. You should probably underlay that with the sound from the trailer. So
I'll do you one better. I'll put the trailer on the YouTube upload of this.
Oh, that's fancy.
I can't do a red breaking news ticker, but I can do that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's I mean, it is a 3DS game with Sonic in it. I don't know. I mean, I think the idea that Sonic walking on water and turning to ice, like little things like that's potentially neat. I know in Sonic 3 he could run on water without freezing it, but
right. It's I wouldn't say it's like the most jaw-dropping gimmick, but it's interesting. I guess it's a good way for paths to appear and disappear.
yeah, I mean, if they actually utilize them in an interesting way where you are exploring alternate pathways, because I know there was an interview. I can't remember now what website it was on, but where the game developers were explaining that, hey, we listened to the feedback, and there were people who were kind of upset that it was more like a Castlevania, Metroidvania exploration type thing instead of super cool running.
Right.
But I would hope that the abilities would offer the potential of there being alternate pathways in the vein of older games.
Now let's talk about that, actually. That was, the game trailer and press released at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We also got some images. We got a logo. But really, the press release did give some details. It was really more talking about, their target audience, about the TV show, saying it's a single-player game, talking about the how Dr. Eggman's going to play a role alongside a new supervillain named Defect, which is actually my DJ name, my chiptune DJ name.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and they talk about it's pretty standard press release stuff. Oh, there's platforming, there's puzzles, exploration. A bot racing feature, which is an extension of the game about racing and speed. I guess that would be sort of like the rival races from the first game. But really what you're referring to actually is a interview that released the same day with US Gamer, which is the US equivalent of Eurogamer. Doesn't sound as good. Okay. I thought it was called Us Gamer, like Us Gamers.
Like Us Weekly.
Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't. But I was actually kind of surprised to see an interview released the same day with US Gamer, because I guess that means that Sega had been speaking to the media beforehand, which, they're allowed to do. But I was just surprised that such a thing. Yeah.
No, I was going to say that I'm surprised because it just came out of the blue. And most Sonic announcements, even if we don't know the details, are leaked in some form or fashion. Right. Before we find out what's really happening.
Right.
This just sort of came out of the blue. So if media outlets were interviewing Sega ahead of time, even just a few days ahead of time, you would think that someone would go, oh, this is coming. The only thing I saw is that apparently there was a post on 4chan where someone was saying they were setting up E3 and they saw the title Fire and Ice, but that was only like a couple hours before it was announced. So that doesn't really count. Not like the other times things have been leaked.
Right. So, and I mean, you're a Sonic Retro guy. I mean, it's I'm not spoiling anything in saying that you guys do hear things behind the scenes often.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a time or two when I've heard a thing and I'm like, oh wow, but
this game,
not everything.
Yeah, this game just released. The announcement, it just was announced. We had no clue. I guess there have been some speculation. There was a game title being thrown around called Sonic Mach 2, which appeared on the German voice actor for, I believe, Orbot or Qbot. I think Qbot.
They're the same.
And it was also on the on the voice actress for Rouge the Bat. So
I think that one just said Sonic 2.
Yeah, that said Sonic 2 with the Roman numerals. Like,
right, the II. So I mean, it could be
Yeah.
Sonic 11 or Sonic I.
Yay!
But
Yeah, right. So there has been speculation that the code name for this game was Sonic Mach 2. The things that kind of support that are that they keep saying this game is faster, it's more speed oriented. Also, it is a second game, unlike I don't know. It is a second game.
Yeah.
The only things that I'm kind of doubting are that is there going to actually be a German dub of this game? I mean,
I mean, Sega has been better at that over the last few years. I don't know offhand if Sonic Boom in Europe had multiple voice
I
tracks.
believe it did. My question is, though, for the 3DS release, do you really think that Sega Europe would go to the trouble of not only releasing this, and also I should note that the press release never mentions Europe. It says it's coming to America in 2015, North America.
Right. And also, as far as I can tell, nowhere in that press release or the footage or the screenshots mentions that Rouge is in the game, right?
Right. And the one thing that would support Rouge being in the game would be the rival races, which in the first game, Shattered Crystal had Shadow and Metal Sonic.
Right.
However, we should also remember that Shadow and Metal Sonic were in the Wii U game, Rise of Lyric.
Yeah.
Rouge has never played a part. So either the voice actress for Rouge is playing a new character in this game, or Sonic Mach 2, aka Sonic II, is some completely different game. Maybe it's Sonic II with Super Monkey Ball, where they put all the Sonic characters in balls.
We're crossing over with the franchise that they really pushed in the GameCube era.
Exactly. So, but yeah, look, let's just go through here. Actually, Go Nintendo did something helpful for us, but kind of, in my opinion, kind of shitty towards US Gamer, which is they took that nice interview that they did, released on day one, and Go Nintendo just broke down a huge list of bulleted points. Their source is Link. They didn't even go to they didn't even bother to put US Gamer in the placeholder, which was Link. So really, you have a little 4-letter word link that links back to US Gamer. So shame on Go Nintendo for doing this.
I mean, they're just trying to get information out, and
I know.
I mean, in the information age, people just want to get things out as fast as possible, and sometimes things get lost in the shuffle, like sentence structure
and proper accreditation. And anyway, so
the link still linked to the article, right? Like
they
if you
did
clicked it.
at the very bottom. It was a very tiny URL that said the word link.
Well, I mean, at least it was that. It wasn't just like the word link, and you're like, oh, so the Legend of Zelda.
Right. It could have been. I don't know. So let's see here. I'm just going to run through a few of these. I'll run down the list, call out some bulleted bits that they pulled.
Okay.
Samsaro Games will be developing this. So that means that Sega, at least, we're happy with what they did. People have been speculating that it was a 2-game contract. That could be the case. I don't really know.
I mean, I guess it depends how. I mean, even if there wasn't a contract, it's possible that development on this happened, before the first one came out.
Right.
And Sega, instead of just scrapping the whole thing, said, hey, let's keep on going. Because maybe, because I don't know how much the budget was for the 3DS version. I'm assuming it was way less than the Wii U version.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's possible that even though the 3DS version didn't make a ton of money, it still made back the budget that it had, maybe even a little bit more. And they went, hey, this is a more profitable arm, and we're not killing off Boom just yet because the TV show is still going. So let's just kind of milk the cheaper side of things, and we'll leave the home consoles for non-Boom activities. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So another bit they called out is that levels have a linear path through the middle, and exploration occurs above and below.
Okay.
Kind of like I'm not going to equate it with the classic games, because I don't think people ever really said about the classic games, yeah, you run through the middle and you explore the top and bottoms. It was more like you run top, middle, or bottom.
Right. And sometimes they would intersect with each other,
Yeah.
or you'd find like a small little room somewhere. There's a one-up. You're happy.
Right. I'm hoping it's more like the classics in that sense, because it would be kind of silly to be like, oh yeah, just run straight ahead. You can make it through. But if you want to explore, I don't want to explore. Okay, well, if you want to, well, I don't have to, right? No, you don't.
Yeah. I would hope that the developers, because I know one of the quotes in the interview made it sound like, oh, we just want to focus on the speed and the running. But I'm hoping that maybe they'll go back, play the original Genesis titles, and go, well, there is speed, but there's still some exploration here. There's still platforming here. Because, I mean, if anything, the trailer definitely doesn't look like, hey, we're being Sonic Rush. We're just running forward. Not that there's anything wrong with the Rush style, but, you know, more speed, I feel like there isn't as much room to, like, stop and explore as there was in, say, the Genesis titles. But, you know, that's just me.
So you're saying don't gotta go fast?
No, I mean, you gotta go fast. It's more like, you know, I've always felt that Sonic, yes, is about speed, and once you like really know the game, you can run fast through any pathway. But it shouldn't be like you shouldn't go from 0 to 60. You should build up some speed. But
let's see here. Yeah, other bits they call out. 7 islands are in the game. 6 of them are exploration based and feature 4 levels plus 2 bonus stages each. Okay. The 7th is called Thunder Island, and that's the 2-player local play option. So it's basically like your standard Sonic, 6 stages, 7th one something else.
Right.
Sort of, at least with Sonic 1. Again, not to say that this game is going to be using Sonic 1 as a basis. I mean, that was more Sonic 4's claim to infamy. But it is nice to know that it's not going to be a truncated experience like the first game, which I can't remember how many stages it was, but it definitely was not this many. Let's see. Speaking of other stages, there's going to be a race between Eggman's bots that we talked about before. I found this interesting because, you know, in Shattered Crystal, I know you've never played that, but Eggman does not play. I don't think he's in the game. I'm trying to remember. I don't think he's in it. Could be wrong.
That wouldn't surprise me. I don't know.
But in this game, he definitely is in it. He found a new element called Ragnium, which he melts down and combusts as fuel. His ultimate goal is to humiliate Sonic by making robots that are faster than him. And your goal of the game is to beat all the robots to prove Eggman is wrong. proving Eggman wrong is the goal of the game.
I mean, that makes sense to me in terms of like the TV show. I feel like that's something Boom Eggman would do.
Right.
So, but I mean, I'm perfectly okay with that plot. It's not him saying he found a rare element and he's going to melt it to revive an ancient creature who lives in the center of the earth. And
having said that,
I mean, I know
the main story does follow a henchman called Defect, who's been designed by Eggman to find the Ragnium and mine it. So it's more like a Metal Sonic sort of turning on his master idea, I guess. Eggman turns on Defect, and that's how he gets his name. He defected. This Ragnium is magnetic. This guy uses his powers to beat Sonic. I believe he uses... I liked this part, though. Eggman's collecting the Ragnium, and he's polluting the environment, which is a pretty fun sort of throwback to the Genesis days, where they were like, that was Robotnik's main crime, was that he's polluting, kids. You need to keep your forests clean and don't start fires.
Although he only polluted the places that he was sitting in. It's not like he ran through the Green Hill Zone and, look, there's an oil slick, you know.
Right.
He was
did
more
make
like,
Oil Ocean.
He does, but the oil ocean doesn't seep into aquatic ruin, as far as I know.
That's true. We'll have to check.
I mean, he still was polluting, but I guess I always felt like it was more he's polluting just sort of as an afterthought. He doesn't want to sit there and refine his machines so that they're clean energy. He's like I'm gonna build this. If it pollutes that, whatever, I just got to use it for my ultimate goal.
It's a byproduct.
Right. He wasn't saying, you know what I want to do today? I just want to flood the ocean with oil today.
That's more like Captain Planet villain.
Right.
MO.
Or the Saturday Morning Robotnik, who was just like, I feel like doing this.
Yeah, I feel like polluting today. Oh, sir, shouldn't we do something else? No. I'm going to sit in my chair and pet my chicken, hardly ever interact with Sonic, and talk about polluting.
Yeah.
Right.
He won. I guess he was bored.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess we should get back to Boom, though.
Right.
Off into non-Boom territory. It's almost like this is a general Sonic podcast, which...
Who wants to listen to one of those? Let's stick to Boom. So, yeah, a lot of bullet points are just describing the game just as it was in Shattered Crystal, switching characters on the fly, special powers. Amy has returned, and people are like, oh, she never left. But Amy wasn't in Shattered Crystal. Meanwhile, Styx wasn't in Rise of Lyric. Well, she was as an NPC. Amy can break things with her hammer and alter the terrain, which I guess is kind of interesting. It's like she can pound down the ground, do a ground pound. Tails can again fly using airstreams. It looks like all the characters have their usual attacks. Every character will have fire and ice abilities that can be used to freeze water so you can walk on it. And then if ice blocks are in the way, you can melt them. So it sounds like you won't be collecting power-ups. It sounds like the abilities will be a part of you. I am interested. I don't know. Are the enter beams in this game? Did you see them when you watched the trailer?
They didn't. It didn't jump out at me. So if they were there, it must have been like a split second.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's possible the enter beams have been replaced with this fire and ice, because I can't imagine running around a stage doing fire, ice, and enter beam. And honestly, to be honest, enter beams weren't that amazing in Shattered Crystal. They were just kind of like swinging on a vine.
Yeah.
Equivalent.
Yeah, I don't think I saw any in the trailer. I'm just kind of casually watching it again. Yeah, I don't see them.
That's something to ask. That's something we need to know. Are enter beams in the game?
Right. my giant enter beam tattoo that I'm planning. I need to know.
Yeah, I'll phrase it to Aaron Weber that way. Hey, having a tattoo designed for fire and ice. Need to know if enter beams are in the game. I do not want an inaccurate tat.
Right.
Let's see here. We also have challenge rooms, which are designed specifically for hardcore Sonic fans. Oh, did I skip one?
No. I paused it. It looks like there is an enter beam in like a single frame of this trailer.
Okay, so they might be.
So I mean, you should still ask and clarify, because it's not, should ask and clarify anyway. But it kind of looks like it in this one.
I will stutter. I will confront him.
Yeah, at a minute 8, it kind of looks like it.
I've been to some pretty bad Q&A panels recently, so I know how to handle myself.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's another story. The Weird Al Q&A was the most embarrassing thing I've ever sat through. Anyway, it says here, this is important for people. This was a major negative for me, at least, with Shattered Crystal, was that you need to collect things to move on. It was essential. But it says here that you don't have to complete challenge rooms to finish the game, but you have to finish them if you want to get that 100%. So you can make it through the game fine, but if you're one of those 100% nerds, then you definitely need to complete them. The thing is, though, in Shattered Crystal, getting 100%, did you ever hear what it got you? It was the most disappointing
I did hear about that. Wasn't it just like a little sort of dance party type thing?
It was the characters dancing in Amy's room. That's it. You don't interact with them. You don't dance. It's not like a DDR minigame. Oh, man. I mean, I guess that's better than Sonic 4 Episode 2's Red Ring unlock, which was a achievement.
Yeah, you got nothing in
Yeah.
episode 2. You got nothing.
Um,
I'm sure that at some point something was planned, but
oh, for sure. There's a lot of things that happened in Sonic 4 Episode 2 that we never saw. But this is about Boom, David.
Boom!
Boom!
Sonic Boom! Boom, boom.
You made mention of 2 boss fights. There are 4 total in the game. Kind of a disappointment because there are 6 stages, but only 4 boss fights. I'm assuming maybe we have the first and last stage don't have these boss fights, and it comes 2 through 5, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You play as Sonic in each boss stage, but you're paired with another character so you can use their special abilities. Kind of like Sonic 4 Episode 2, calling on Tails, I guess.
Right. Or Sonic Advance 3, maybe,
Each boss fight has Defect using items from the environment to construct a giant monster around him. So it sounds like we won't be fighting Eggman. Eggman's using Defect as a weapon. So go through these. And it just has them talking about some of the bosses. Another boss area takes the form of a classic 3D tunnel run from Sonic 2. So that's kind of interesting. And they say there are 12 of these in Fire and Ice. So I kind of find it weird how they phrased it. Oh, there's another bonus area, and there's 12 of them. So I guess
oh well,
one more 12. Another bonus area features the Sea Fox from Sonic, well, actually from Shattered Crystal, which in turn was from the Game Gear Tails Adventure, which when I talked to the developer, they said Tails Adventure was a favorite of theirs, so they referred to that a lot in the kind of exploration and collectibles bit.
So maybe they should have just made like Tails Adventures, because it's plural, too.
Right. I would have liked that. Yeah, you're right. Tails Adventures. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, in the article they write it singular. It's because on the US and I believe European box art, it says Tails Adventure, singular. But the Japanese box art and the title screen says Tails Adventures, plural.
Right.
And because of Sonic Adventure, I mean, it's the easiest mistake to make. If somebody makes a mistake, it's almost not worth pointing out like I just did now.
Right. So that's Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice. We know that SEGA will not have a booth at E3 this month. However, they will have a presence, so we're assured that Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice is going to be at the Nintendo booth. Early leaks have basically confirmed that. So, yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be a huge line.
Very huge. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's the news on the game front. We did not think that there would be game news, but there is. As for the TV show, it is on hiatus in the U.S. It's just the typical summer break. I don't think anyone should get alarmed. However, it's interesting that in Europe, they are getting the show now, and they're getting new episodes that we haven't seen. So, David, do you want to give us a spoiler alert?
Oh man. Okay. Here, if you don't want to know anything at all about the TV show until you watch it with your American English eyes,
right,
then you should skip ahead 60 seconds starting now. Oh, I forgot to put on a timer. Well, look.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, yeah. There is a joke in the episode. I didn't watch the whole episode. Just a little joke where Sonic is trying to put himself in a happy place. So he's going deeper and deeper into his mind, but there's somebody who's with him that's kind of annoying. And then when he wakes up from the empty space. He wakes up from his happy place. Then he wakes up from reality, in which you see a man dressed as Sonic taking out the trash in real life.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting.
Sonic Boom is just the mental... wait, what's the words that I'm trying to think? It's merely a disturbed man's dream.
Right.
And I think that explains it. Oh, 60 seconds is
there
almost
you go.
up.
I was going to say, if I may take that one step further, so if you're listening to this, skip ahead another 42 seconds. If I can take that one step further, you remember the short film The Hedgehog?
I do remember the short film, The Hedgehog.
Sonic Boom, in my headcanon, Sonic Boom actually occurs between the young boy and the old man hanging himself. And Sonic Boom is the fever dreams of this Sonic fanboy. He's taking out the trash, and all his life he's just thinking of Sonic Boom.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That adds a rich tapestry to a film that's already ambiguous in its meaning.
So if anyone's listening to this, if you can edit in that clip that David talked about with the Hedgehog, re-upload it and call it the Hedgehog Sonic Boom Director's Cut,
right? Then
that would make me very happy. So anyway, so that's pretty much the TV news. Comics, right. David, catch us up on the comics.
Well,
can we expect an issue 12?
Nope.
So my 1 year subscription, it's no.
Right.
No, I don't have a 1 year subscription, but I feel sorry for those who do.
Yeah, well, Archie did say that for anyone who has a subscription, that the remaining issues will be filled out with other titles. So I'm guessing that either they'll send you Sonic. Yeah. If you're not subscribed to the other Sonic issues, they'll probably send you Sonic. If you are, then yeah, you're going to be getting Jughead probably.
Nice.
Yeah, but if you do get the new Jughead or the new Archie, I mean, they're number ones. They're rebooting the universe. It's interesting. I would be happy to get that in the mail.
That's true.
Yeah, so, but they did say, now, right, because issues 8 through 10 are part of the Worlds Unite crossover. Issue 11 takes place afterwards, and Ian Flynn, I think Archie said that the Sonic Boom characters will show up in other places, so it's entirely possible that there'll be either like a Sonic Universe arc or a standalone issue, or maybe even like a random Boom special that features those characters. So they are saying that they're going to appear in some form and fashion. They're just not having their own dedicated monthly book.
I feel as though they probably will appear in the Sonic magazine as special stories, or in the digest.
That makes sense. Yeah. And Ian did say it wasn't because of sales or because of Sega, and this was before anyone knew that a third Boom game was coming out. So it makes sense that Sega didn't say cancel the book, because they're still going to push it.
So
whatever the real he said it wasn't based on sales.
What was it? What could it be?
I don't know. I mean, I have a couple pet theories, but
lay them on me.
I mean, okay. I mean, the first, which would be like the best case scenario, is that maybe Ian's going to be working on a different fourth book. I don't know if that would be like, because I know you've mentioned that. Oh, wouldn't it be cool if there was like a Sega themed book?
Yes.
Just like in general.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just me speculating, like maybe because they have the rights to use these Sega or Capcom characters, and maybe somehow there will be an anthology series, or maybe Ian's going to work on something else in the Archie umbrella that has nothing to do with video game characters. Like maybe it's just he doesn't have the time to work on a fourth book. Yeah. Because there's Sonic, there's Universe, there's Mega Man. It could be time, or it could be that he's going to be working on a different fourth book. The other idea I had is that maybe Archie pulled it themselves because they're getting ready to amp up with the Jughead and Betty Veronica and Kevin Keller books. Maybe the money that would have gone to Ian is just going to those creators because they're not doing the Kickstarter.
That's true.
That's the other theory I have. It's just Archie's moving around their funds, and instead of paying Ian for 4 books a month, they're just going to pay him for 3 books a month. So, best case scenario, Ian's working on a 4th book. Worst case scenario, we're getting Jughead and Betty and Veronica instead.
I hope.
Not that that's a bad thing.
I want a Betty and Kevin Keller team up.
I guess it's a worst case scenario for Ian because he's not getting paid to write 4 books. That's but true. It could be either of those, or maybe it's something else entirely. I mean, I have no idea. I'm not in the Archie inner circle. I don't watch them.
I wish you did.
So do I.
So, so that pretty much wraps up our Boom-mergency.
Wow.
Are there any final words you have for our thousands of listeners?
Oh, yeah, I did. I had final words, and now I completely forgot what they were.
I'll go first while you think of them.
Okay.
If you're listening to this, David and I will be appearing live at Too Many Games 2015. We are not signing autographs because we're not that well known. And we're not even they're not even officially telling people that we're going to be there outside of a small page on their website, but we do appreciate that they are giving us the time to host a panel. We're going to be speaking about the canceled Sega Saturn game Sonic Extreme, and that's going to be on Saturday, the 27th of June at 4:50 p.m. So be there and be square. And as for Boom, I guess, and now for my final thought. Jerry Springer. Anyway,
Yes.
I know a lot of people have been pissed off that Sega are making another game. They were going, God, I thought Boom was going to die. And part of me does just want Boom to be swept under a rug. Another part of me doesn't want Sega to continue to make bad decisions and then sweep it under a rug and then make another bad decision. A part of me actually wants Sega to look at Boom and say, what did we do wrong? Let's try to correct this and make something good of the franchise. Because I do think that there is good in the TV show. There was good in the comics, but those are going away. And I feel with Aaron Weber back and with the news about, because Shattered Crystal, it wasn't the best game. It wasn't the worst game. And I feel that they could at least make a decent to good game if they put effort in and listen to fan opinion and reviews, which it sounds like they're doing. So I guess a part of me is happy to see Sega not making a mistake, sweeping it under the rug, and then moving on to the next mistake. I'm happy to see that they are admitting they've made mistakes and they're trying to do right without hitting the reset button, I guess. That's my take.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the way I look at it is, I was also the camp that, hey, let's just forget Sonic Boom happened. But, I mean, if they really think they can make it better, then, maybe just give it a shot. It's just really hard to really have complete and utter faith in what Sega does. They've done a lot of things that just didn't work out right. Starting way back with, hey, Heroes is not as great as the adventure games. Oh, look, here's Shadow. He's got guns. Oh, here's 06. What? Werehog? What? He's got a sword? Oh, what? Sonic 4.
Right.
You could go on and on about, not that everything in all of those games is 100% bad, but
right.
It's very easy to just say, let's just try something different. Let's go back to something old. But with Fire and Ice, I mean, maybe I'll actually sit down and play it and see how it is. I mean, at best, hopefully, like it says on the Tumblr, it'll be better than the last one. And if it's better than the last one, at least it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting the Sonic Boom games to be the best Sonic games anyway, because that's what the next full-on console game should be.
Exactly.
The handheld games have always been sort of like second, third tier. People were like, "Oh, you should play the advanced games and the Rush games because they're really good," but they weren't the main entry in the series. They weren't what Sega was promoting as, here's the next Sonic game, enjoy it. So the fact that there's another Boom game, but it's on a handheld, it'd be different if they were saying Rise of Lyric 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still kind of like, why is this happening? But I'll say that I have mixed emotions, and if it turns out good or even decent, I'll be happy. But if it turns out as bad as it was before,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Hopeful words from a hopeful man. Well, that concludes our Boom Emergency Boomcast on Boomy Bits and Boom Retro. I'm Boomy from Boom Bits. With me, Boom the Lurker.
Boom.
I'm running out of steam here. Thanks for listening, and maybe we'll see you next time. We have to see you next time. The game's coming out this holiday season.
All right. You're gonna have to hop on, be like, oh, you run, roll, and collect rings as fast as you can. Oh, that sounds terrible.
The Boomcast will never die. The Boom Talkalaka. See, I'm even calling it the wrong name now. I just don't care anymore. All right, well, we'll see you next time, because there will be a next time somewhere. Bye!
I got one more trick up my sleeve. That's what I'm talking about.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Boom Talkalaka. This is an emergency Boom Talkalaka Jersey podcast.
Wait
a boom. This is a boom emergency.
Hold on. Yes, it definitely is an emergency.
And why is it an emergency? No, let me do it again. I'll tack that bit on at the end.
It's a
Yep. It's a real emergency. It's an emergency. All right.
Everybody needs to get in the fetal position. Oh.